Hi Aquarius, welcome back. So Aquarius, this is going to be your mid-November check-in. If you're new to me, welcome. If you're returning, thank you, and let's get started. Alrighty. So Aquarius, if I can hold the card, your overall energy is Mercury. Okay, so this is the energy of communication, which is a strong suit of Aquarius's. As you know, you're an air sign. So this is all about expression, words, thoughts, analyzing. You might be in a very analytical type of energy during this time frame. It's kind of taking like the big picture and all of the information and putting it together in like one succinct picture, right? I feel like this energy is also about learning, having new ideas, having an awareness too of self and others. It's all about your perception and curiosity, okay? Being a muse, having a muse. It's a very cerebral energy. So like I said, Aquarius, you're going to be right in your comfort zone during this time because that's where Aquarius likes to live, right? And the, I don't know how to put it. Aquarius likes to live in their mind, honestly, and their thoughts. And that's where they are the most comfortable. So Aquarius, let's go a little bit further into it. To get us started, you have the Lovers card out. So interesting that you got this card because it's Gemini energy. Some of you might have that in your birth chart. For others of you, it's just speaking about that communicative type of energy, right? Because Gemini energy is extremely communicative to the point where it can be almost over communicating. So be careful with that. You know, don't over communicate, don't overstate yourself during this time period. Really think about what it is before you speak. You know, it's like speaking with a purpose, not just to speak, right? I also feel like you might have some important decisions to be made, this upcoming month. I feel like, I think there's two sides of you going on during these next 2 weeks. There's like this part of you that's kind of like raring to go, very communicative, putting yourself out there. And then there's this other part of you, right, that's Seven of Pentacles, wanting to find comfort in your home or comfort zoning, which, it's cold here in the US, so a lot of people are doing that. Wanting to be comfortable with your partner if you're partnered, and willing to put the time and energy into that, I feel, during this time period. So it's interesting. But I think you'll be balancing both of those energies during this time frame, okay? So the next energy out is that of the Emperor. This is that aloofness, detached type of vibe that I was feeling earlier, right? So like if you look at this picture, look at this guy's face. Can you see him? He's way in his head, he, she. Okay, it's a general reading. So I feel like this is your energy, Aquarius, during this time frame. It's like you're going back and forth between pulling yourself to be present in the present moment, finding gratitude for the moment that you're in, and then you find yourself sometimes like escaping into your mind, but not necessarily being uncomfortable there, somewhat finding comfortable. There's a lot of fantasy energy here, fantasizing about your future, thinking about your next step. Some of you fantasizing about sex. I mean, sometimes the brain goes there, right? Not all of you, but, this is the sexual tarot. So interesting energy out so far, right? Then you have the Three of Cups, and I can't show you the full depiction. But it's a coming together, okay? It's a reconciliation type of energy, or it's like being surrounded by your soul circle. And I feel like that's where your comfort zone is going to be over these next few weeks. You might be, like I said, there's points in time where I feel like you want to be out and surrounded by friends and communicate and put yourself out there. And then there's moments of time during this time frame where you're going to just want to, chill, in your comfort zone, in your home or around people you're comfortable with, or your partner, like I said, if you're partnered. So I see that. Then you have the Queen of Wands energy, okay? So, I don't try to make my readings rated R, okay? So I'm going to keep this PG. But there's definitely some sexual fantasizing going on. Aquarius, whether that's you or someone in your life that's doing that about you. Okay, it's a masculine energy, so I feel like if you're a masculine Aquarius, then that's you doing the fantasizing. If you're a female, I feel like there's a masculine energy around you that's possibly doing that, okay? But it's a general reading, so take it as it applies, because the Queen of Wands is a really feisty energy, Aquarius, and so I feel that's that fired up part of you. So it's like, it's also a very confident and independent vibe. It's also a very stubborn vibe, you know, like this energy is used to getting what they want, so they don't necessarily like to compromise, okay? So I feel that caution with that energy during this time frame, okay, Aquarius? Then you have the Death card here. So you might have some, you know, endings going on in this next 2 weeks, all right? But this also talks about transformations and changes that are occurring, okay? Paired with the Seven of Wands, I feel like it's like putting your defenses down, because in this deck, the Seven of Wands is the opposite of what traditionally that card would represent. In this deck, it's about kind of allowing your defenses to fall, okay? And that might be a change, because Aquarius, you could have been walking around lately with, you know, your blocks up, your walls up, like don't care, don't want to see you, don't, you know? And I feel like, or like very in your head, you know, where maybe you're not even meaning to put blocks up, but it just doesn't seem like you're open to it, and so you're subconsciously putting blocks up. But I feel like during these next 2 weeks, you're actually relaxing that a little bit, okay? Because I think you're interested more in like your lighter side, your more playful side, and not so much of the serious energy that I've been seeing in the Aquarius readings, right? And that's a change, okay? So, that's kind of what I'm getting here. Yep. So then you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Okay. So I feel like there might be some disappointments that you're covering up during this time frame, okay? With the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords in this deck talks about disappointments, you know? And the Eight of Pentacles is kind of like, the energy is kind of like, you know, if you... I keep getting a song in my head, and I've been listening to it all week, so I'm trying to discern if that's true to this reading or just because I've been listening to it. So I'll come back to it and see. But it's it's this energy of Aquarius. If there was something that you were putting work into and being patient with, that patience has run out. Okay, so I feel like, especially like if you had been patiently waiting for someone to reconcile or come around, you have decided to stop doing that. Like, give up the fight on that. Give up on that. Detach from that. And that leaves disappointment here, whether that's on your side or whoever it is you're dealing with. For others of you, it's just this energy of, you know, changes that are occurring. For some of you within the workplace, for others of you, it's like a bit of like a bouncy energy, like I talked about earlier, like very, very focused on communication work, pushing things through. And then there's this other side that's like, I just want a comfort zone, you know, like brain overload, right? And so like Aquarius, when your brain gets into overload, like when it turns into like 15-lane highways going in 3 different directions, that's when you become aloof, because it gets overwhelming up here and you have a hard time then being present in the present moment because you're vacillating so much. And so I feel like this upcoming 2 weeks, it will be important to have a good balance there, okay? So I do want to see the 7 of Swords a little bit more. Okay, so I have a caution here. And this could be on your side or someone else's. And I keep getting this in Aquarius's reading. And I'm getting ready to go into the person you might be dealing with, because I'm picking it up as external to you. But it could be you. It could be someone external to you. You have the 7 of Swords here. Okay, and I wanted to clarify that. And I got the, I'm sorry, I can't show you this full card. The Knight of Swords, which is a very dominating, domineering energy. And then I've got the Knave of Cups, which is someone who's pretty pissed off here. So Aquarius, you've got someone in your energy in mid-November that might be covering up the fact that they're angry with you, disappointed with you. And they wanted to be in control of the situation, but because you have like given up on like you are letting go of the need to fight with this person, you know, or letting go for some of you of the need to work on things, and that makes this person upset. Or like I said, it could be interchangeable. It makes you upset. Okay. You might be getting some of you might actually get angry communication. This is all Swords energy, so it could be via online, text, phone calls, things like that. I don't feel it's in person. You know, I feel like this person might be pushed to their limit during this time frame, because if what they wanted was to control, and now you're not giving them the ability to do that, then like whatever is being suppressed will eventually come out. Does that make sense? So I feel really strongly, if you're a female, this is a male, not you. If you're a male Aquarius, this is likely you, or you could be dealing with a male like this, because like I said, I got mostly masculine energy, but it's going to be different for all of you. Take it as it resonates. For others of you, you know, it's just like this, you know, there might be things that you want to say during this time frame, but let's go back to the overall message, right? So Aquarius, it was key to watch your communication, because I feel like you're in this energy where you're open to communicate. Like you're more than willing to communicate, okay? With whoever, wherever, whenever, you know, but I feel like there was that caution about being very well thought out in the way in which you communicate. And I feel like, you know, that's what this energy is all about. Like, do not communicate from a place of anger. Do not communicate from a place of wanting to win, be right, you know, because it's better to be happy than be right. Because I think it would lead to disappointment in yourself by not being able to control that. Vice versa, if this is someone you're dealing with, I think that it will fuel the fire if you allow it to. And so it's best to stay focused in the present moment, you know, kind of stay a bit aloof or attached from that person, and enjoy some like comfort zoning time, because I feel like your brain could really use that break during this time period, because I feel like you've kind of been like go, 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 and like in a very independent, like action-oriented energy, and it's like kind of time to change up the pace, okay? Okay, I have a song in my head, but I can't sing it on here. It's called Tempo by Chris Brown. It's kind of a sexual song, but like I said, I felt that kind of energy at the beginning. So for those of you who do have that going on, definitely go check that song out because you'll like it. Come on, pick up the tempo. That's the song. So, Aquarius, now I'm going to go further into the person you might be dealing with. For those of you who are not interested, you can go ahead and stop the reading now. For those of you who are, here we go. The person you're dealing with is in the energy of the High Priestess. So I feel like some of you may have like an intuitive connection here with this person, or they may be intuitive themselves. For others of you, the High Priestess is someone who dwells in the underworld. That sounds like morbid, but that's not what I mean by that. It means like this person has the ability to really go deep. You know what I'm saying? To feel deeply, to think deeply, to go beneath the surface, right? So I feel like this person is also the 10 of Wands. So they may be carrying a lot around with them, whether emotionally or like literally physically. They may be like on the literal terms, this could represent like somebody who works really hard, somebody who works with their hands, things like that. In an energetic term, this is someone who has taken on too much or has carried around a burden for too long. Okay. And although they've been capable, certainly capable, it's like to the point where they want to release some of that burden during this time frame. Page of Pentacles, this is like a new opportunity to invest, and that's what they're looking to do. It's like unburden this piece so that they can invest their energy elsewhere, right? Because we can't really launch anything new in our lives when we're still carrying around all this very heavy energy from maybe the past. And I had a bunch of cards come out at once. I have the Queen of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Wands on your side too. 5 of Wands, King of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like this person is in a similar energy in that I felt like the Queen of Wands energy, whether they're male or female, is I'm getting stubborn, even though I don't usually equate that to this card. But that's what I feel. I feel like this person wants to be right more than they want to be happy. 5 of Wands. And this very well could be the person I picked up over here. You know, so I feel like they may get caught up in that or have gotten caught up in that in the past. It's like, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, I'm smarter, no, I'm smarter, you know, like that type of vibe. It's like a competitory vibe. So that's for some of you. For others of you, this is representing that they may have some drama going on within their soul circle, within their family during this time period, okay? And it's got them kind of fired up and feeling a bit heavy. So be one of the two, or for some of you, both scenarios there. King of Cups here, I feel like this person's going into this energy where they just want to bottle it up, you know. I do not like the King of Cups energy in this deck. It can be, to a very negative degree, it can be very manipulative. To a less negative degree, it can be just, it's like this vibe of wanting to get one over, honestly. I got my hair caught in my earring. Sorry. You know, I feel like the King of Cups generally is a very loving, open energy, right? A very soft energy, emotionally mature. And I feel like this person has that ability or can show you that side of them, Aquarius. very, very well. And you like that side. You like that side. But the Page of Cups is here. And the Queen of Wands energy is paired too. So this is a bit of an emotional immaturity here when it's paired with this card. So I feel like there's this other side, Two of Pentacles. There's this other side that's really immature. That's not on your level. That is, it makes you like to kind of turn your nose down on this person. And that kind of sounds snobby, but some of you are doing that. For others of you, it's like, ooh, I don't like that. You know, I don't like that part of you, right? Because Aquarius is a very intellectual zodiac sign. So like when they deem that someone is not on their level or intelligent enough, I hate to say that, your cross watcher is gonna slap me. Aquarius do tend to somewhat turn their nose down to that, like, you know, ew, no. You know, they don't like that. But it's like, on the other hand, this person is very intuitive. You know, has the ability to be very independent. They actually have the ability to be very soft and emotionally mature. But on the other hand, they like to be right. And they have some like immature type of behavior here sometimes. And that part, you're like, no. That's how I feel. Then when they do that, you detach. You detach because you don't want anything to do with that. So don't hate me, cross watchers. I just read the message, right? But yeah, that's the majority of you. Now there is a small group where it's not that. It's just that the person you're dealing with has a lot going on in the respects of like feeling pulled in a lot of different directions, feeling like they have a lot of obligation, and that's why they're temperamental. But even so, when they get temperamental, or when they get what you feel is like childish, like maybe when this person loses their balance, they become very childish, you immediately want to detach from that. Like some of you might literally like just walk away when that person does that. Like, I won't deal with that, you know? So, yeah. 5 of Cups here and the Tower on this person's side. I feel like there's some instability going on with this person during this time frame. Because the 5 of Cups is here, which is kind of like regret or remorse. So, should this person, you know, that could be what is... There's 2 ways that I could see this. Like, this person could get too fired up and choose to be right versus happy, and then they end up regretting it later because it just causes more instability. Or the reason why this person keeps flipping back and forth is because they're simply focused on what they may like go into spots in time where they're focused on what's wrong instead of what's right, and it gets them all like discombobulated, and then that's where the energy is coming from, like not using their intuition enough or something to deal with that, getting too emotional. So earlier I said I had a song in my head, and I still have it. I feel like it's pertinent now that I've put the whole story together as to why also the song has been in my head all week. And the song is called Rise Up by Andra Day, I think. And I rise up on the day I rise up. It's a beautiful song. It's like rising up above that, above the situation. So Aquarius, that's what I feel you're being called to do, is to rise up. And what I mean by that is to not turn your nose to this person, not turn your nose down to this person. That's what you want to do, I feel. But I feel like it's actually calling you to have empathy. Because at the end of the day, what I think that you really wanted was to see this person rise up. And that's where the disappointment is. You know, so in order to lift someone up, you don't do that by tearing them down, right? Or putting your nose down to them. So that's one of the messages. The other message is that you need to stay present in the present moment during this time. You know, watch it. You know, don't let your lips slip during this time, because you might say something you regret as well. It's all about communication and the way in which you communicate and the way in which you relay what you want to relay. And that goes for you and the person you're dealing with. I'm going to end it there. Zodiac signs you might be dealing with. I have Scorpio, Pisces. I have Scorpio again, Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini. To a lesser degree, could be another Aquarius or Libra. Those are the predominant zodiac signs I'm showing, but it can be any zodiac sign. It's a general reading. Okay, take it as it resonates. Don't you hang up. Don't click off yet. Also, check out my social media account links down in the description box below. Instagram, Facebook, my other YouTube link is there. Click on the hoodie if you would like to go into my shop and order your own Tarot Time with Dana hoodie. Wishing you the best. Till next time, namaste.